The United States has one of the highest fire death rates in the industrialized world. Each year, thousands of people are killed and thousands more are injured in fire-related incidents, which no doubt could have been avoided with better fire safety education and with the type of systems installed by the company that we're visiting today. Hi, I'm Janice Marie for Close Up on America's Business, and we're here in Queens, New York at Heads Up Fire Sprinklers to learn a little bit more about fire safety and to find out what they've been doing to help for over 15 years.
What Heads Up Fire Sprinkler Company does is we have an in-house engineer. We design fire protection for all levels of fire protection, industrial, residential, commercial. And when I say residential, mostly the high-rise units, multi-family buildings. But we also take care of existing sprinkler systems with the fire department. In connection with the fire department, we remove violations that they write to buildings throughout the city on existing systems and maintain them as well. So we try to introduce and install new systems, and as well as take care of existing systems that have been around for 100 years or so. Heads Up Fire Sprinkler does mostly installations or only, and Heads Up Fire Service and Repair takes care of the maintenance side, which is on the existing, and that's anywhere in the city. That could be residential, it could be commercial, industrial, all gamuts of fire protection.
Tell us how these sprinkler systems actually work.
The fire sprinklers activate by heat. Different temperature ratings of different sprinkler heads for the occupancy hazard. You'll have different sprinklers installed in warehouses. You'll have different sprinklers installed in residentials. You'll have different sprinklers installed in offices. So there's a wide gamut of occupancy hazards. And once the heat burns the element, then that's when you discharge the water, because it's just held back by that pressure. And then you have your water discharge, your pattern, and there's different applications. You could have sprinkler heads along the side of the walls. You can have them in the center of the ceilings. So there's different ways to put the fires out to cover the area.
If someone owns a building or maybe just bought an old building that doesn't have a sprinkler system, can you go in and install one?
Heads Up has done that in the past. Sometimes it is after the fact. Either people were not aware of the codes that require sprinklers to be installed, or they try not to put them in, assuming that the cost is too expensive. And when they learn both that it can be done for relatively reasonable pricing, we have them go ahead in and we design it and install it to aesthetically please the client, usually again either the owner or engineers and architects. And they're pleased with the products because of what we have in our field, that we don't necessarily have to go in the center of the ceiling. We can run it along the side of the walls, and it could be hidden and so on, but you still have your property protected. So it does happen.
Let's talk a little bit more about your inspection services. You mentioned that you actually install, but inspection is an important part of what you do, isn't that right?
Yes, Heads Up Fire Sprinkler Service and Repair has inspections that the New York City Fire Department requires, much like elevators be inspected on a semi-annual or annual basis. The fire sprinklers have to be inspected once a month. It's an inspection, a visual inspection, that you go into buildings, whether we install them or they're existing throughout the city. We install them to make sure that the valves obviously are open, that there are no painted sprinkler heads, you're not missing any signs for the fire department to go in and find where the sprinkler rooms are, the equipment and everything. So the city is also required to have these sprinkler systems inspected on a monthly basis, just to make sure that they're up and running and that there are no big violations pending on them. So they enforce the maintenance of it as well. So even if we did not install the original system, obviously New York City has older buildings and some sprinkler systems go back to at least 100 years. It is a requirement that you have these systems checked on a monthly basis, both by the City of New York and sometimes your insurance companies and requirements. So you can hire Heads Up Fire Sprinkler Service and Repair, and we would do that for you on that monthly basis on an annual contract, of which we have several buildings with throughout the city.
You've been in this industry for over 20 years now. That's a long time. So to what do you attribute your success?
Well, we started in 1990, and that was at the beginning of the recession. And people were saying that's what are you doing? It's the wrong time to start, and something's gonna happen. Well, I didn't really choose that time. It was what it was. And I would like to think that we've lasted this long through perseverance, some stubbornness, patience, and just trying to do the right thing and not being greedy at all, getting our name out there, just showing what we can do. When I was younger, I was in the Marine Corps, and I learned there the value of teamwork and team spirit and team effort. And that's how we've been here now this long. And people have trusted us and continue to call.
Obviously, there are a lot of companies that install sprinklers, so why you? What sets you apart from them?
Because we care. Because we truly care. We stand behind our product, not just for the year warranty or whatever, but on down the road. If something goes wrong, which obviously really doesn't happen in our industry, but just communication, just the friendship, just the one-on-one, the personal touch to it. It's not just about installing it and forgetting. You know, we become friends, and they get to trust us, and it's a friendly call. I'm their sprinkler guy, as I like to think about it.
Fire safety is important to us all, and with over 15 years in business, it's easy to see why developers and property owners trust Heads Up Fire Sprinklers. Reporting from Queens, New York for Close Up on America's Business, I'm Janice Marie.